that we can finish the job of universal health care coverage for every single man, woman, and child. I know we can combat climate change and be the clean energy superpower of the 21st century. I know we can make our education system work for every one of our children, especially those who come with disadvantages. I know we can make college affordable and get student debt off the backs of young people. And I know we can protect our rights, women's rights, gay rights, voting rights, immigrant rights.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, how are you, folks? Welcome to the show. Happy 4th of July. Remember, no show tomorrow or Friday. Enjoy your lives. Drink, get fireworks, play with the kids, all in one. That opening, cold opening, why did we show Hillary yapping? It's the same exact crap they're running on now that she ran on and lost. It hasn't changed any of the talking points. I thought that was beautiful. We should show that in slow motion if we have a chance. But that voice, imagine if she won, just having to listen to that for fucking 4 years or whatever. Oh my, you wonder why Bill was fucking everything in sight. She speaks and every guy's dick just fucking inverts. Horrible. Same promises. Bernie's making them, Kamala Harris, all the left-wing jerk-offs. Empty promises to get your votes, and once they get in there, they won't even think about it twice anyways. So I thought that was pretty good. That was Jason, the director. He's doing quite well. He used to do snuff films, and I found him up in Westchester. A little bit of sad news coming from my personal life, ladies and gentlemen. As you may or may not know, I don't know how long you've been following the show, I had a little Yorkie. That's right. What, no pit bull, bitch? Yeah, I know. I wanted a bull mastiff. I've been through this. My wife wanted a Yorkie. And anyways, her name is Bianca. And Bianca, 15 years old, had 2 seizures last night. Had a seizure about 7-8 months ago. And her kidneys were failing her. She was blind and deaf. And, you know, at what point? It's like I said, it's like having a furry hat laying around the house. You got to, not to be insensitive, but we had to have her put to sleep today. And here's a picture of her. I think her liver gave up. She's drunk 24 hours a day. Look at her. She's shit-faced in that picture. Deke, laugh into the mic, will you? That's what it's for. Thank you.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh, God. This fucking prick. These fucking Southern boys, I'll tell you. But Bianca, she was 15 years old, and the average lifespan of a Yorkie is 12 to 15. Unless you're treating it like Michael Vick, then it's about 7 minutes. But, yeah, so they wanted to do it this morning. I told my wife, I'll do it after the show. I'll do it. No, the doctor said, you know, you don't want her having another one and dying right there. So my wife brought her to the thing at like 9:30. They, well, you know, she called me with the news. I didn't take it well, as you would suspect.
We tried to do everything we could.
What do you mean?
Well, you know what I mean. He's gone. And we couldn't do nothing about it. That's it.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
He's gone. He's gone. And that's it.
I love that little dog.
I can believe it. I can't fucking.
Bianca. Look at that little face. Shitting and pissing everywhere. I've had enough, I gotta be honest with you, but love that little dog. Didn't like little dogs. Had a German Shepherd as a kid. But my wife, when I met her, had this little Chihuahua / gangbanger. I don't know what it was. It was a fucking tick. It was this little balloon dog with stubby legs that had broken teeth. It was mean as a snake. And even when we put that to sleep, it upset me. So I'm sort of glad the wife handled it. But there she is. Anyways, let's move on. Coming to you live, Patreon members. We thank you.
We'll do it live.
As always.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
I just drooled on myself.
Fucking thing sucks.
Take it easy, Bill. It's the holidays, okay? Take it easy.
You know you one crazy motherfucking wop.
Yeah, sure. It's been said. Hey, what's going on? Oh, Kamala they call her. I like to pronounce it incorrectly just to piss her off. That's what the first George Bush did when he said Saddam Hussein. Saddam. It's Saddam. Saddam. Just to get under his... You're going to piss off a guy who used to have his civilian shot every morning for fun. But Kamala Harris in a virtual tie after dramatic shift in black support, polls show.
Fucking bitch.
That's Joe, very upset. She's made significant inroads with black voters following her widely praised debate performance last week. A new national poll release on Tuesday showed the latest Quinnipiac Universal poll of Democratic-leaning voters show Biden with 22% and Harris with 20%. A double-digit jump for her since the university's previous poll last month. So round one of the Democratic debates put Harris and former Vice President Biden on two different trajectories as support for Harris surges but continues to slip for wacky old Joe Biden. I predicted this, did I not? Last week saying this guy's not going to make it. A week after he announced, you could see it in his eyes, the first town hall, he's like, what the fuck did I do? I could be laying on the couch watching college football and yanking it or swimming nude in front of Secret Service. But no, my ego got in the way. In the latest poll, Biden's support among black Democrat voters shrunk to 31% from 48% in June. Harris, on the other hand, saw her support among black Democrat voters grow to 27% from 11%. Huge switch. Quinnipiac's latest poll is one of several released since the first Democratic presidential debates, an event where Biden faced an intense grilling from Harris over his record on race. And here is that clip.
And I'm going to now direct this at Vice President Biden. I do not believe you are a racist.
Pause.
And
I would have said, I don't give a shit if you do or you don't. And I would have used that language. That's why I've been eliminated in the first round of debates. But go ahead.
I agree with you when you commit yourself to the importance of finding common ground.
Make me a
But I
sandwich.
also
Make
believe,
me a
and
fucking
it's personal,
sandwich.
and I was actually it was hurtful.
Cry
to
me
hear
a river.
you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. And it was not only that, but you also worked with them to oppose
Pause. Can I defend stupid Joe Biden? She's talking about when he brought up the segregationists. His point was, as crazy as they were, they still got work done. Anybody with a half a brain who isn't anti-white and just fucking caught up in this PC culture understood what he meant. This is such a ploy, but go ahead. She makes me sick.
And, you know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
Wow.
So I will tell you that on
Pause.
this subject.
By the way, busing, you know who hated busing more than anybody? Black people. You know who liked it? Ted Kennedy and white liberals, because they don't have to deal with the consequences. But black people hated it. White people hated it. Back then in the 70s, I was a kid. I saw the shit going on in South Boston. And all polls back then showed that the majority of American people hated it. But anyways, go ahead.
It cannot be an intellectual debate among Democrats. We have to take it seriously.
All right, shut up. I've had enough. That's all it took, though. That's all it took for her to surge in the polls and to tie Biden, was a black woman dressing down an old crusty white guy. And she comes out and says, you're not a racist, and then proceeds to point out what a racist he is. Okay, but that's all it took for black voters. They had Biden's back because he had Obama's back, and that's a lot of street cred. But then they had a black anytime, let me tell you something, anytime there's a confrontation between a black person and a white person, whether it's a fight on the street, in a cafeteria at a high school, politicians, black people will side with black people, whether they're right or wrong. Nick, how can you say that? Because there's a million examples. That's why. So that's all it took for them to switch their support. She went on to press Biden to apologize for his past opposition to busing to integrate schools, which he declined to do, before awkwardly cutting himself off when he exhausted his allotted time by saying, "My time is up, sorry." That's how I know he's a politician. He's like, "Oh, she's got me here, so I'm going to back out. Oh, my time's up," instead of tongue lashing her like she deserved. But Joe Biden, you're in the toilet. That's all it took. So now she's the darling, the new darling for the next 5 minutes. It was Pete Buttigieg a couple of weeks ago. And then they had that racial incident with the cops. What, you see him sell out his police? I should have pulled that clip. Did you see him say that he a blanket statement that most cops are racist? He's a disgrace. I would hang out with Hillary before Buttigieg. They're both gay, and such a smart guy. Throws his cops under the bus. They're going to treat him like the NYPD treated de Blasio the next time they see him in person, if there's any sanity left in the world.
Harris also tweeted about the busing thing.
Go ahead, put the tweet. There was a little girl in California who was bused to school. That little girl was, well, it looks like Snoop Dogg in elementary school. Did not Snoop have that same hairdo? Look, she was pissed off even then. She's a very cold woman, and I can hear the lip. How dare you? If she was a guy, you wouldn't say that. Yes, I would. Pete Buttigieg is cold as ice, as a matter of fact. Guy's emotionless. He's like a robot. But stop with the pushing of the integration and busing because everybody hated it. She's she's a prosecutor. Excuse me. The black people weren't. She wasn't polling well with black people because she was tough on crime. God forbid. Isn't that great? Anyways, that was her as a little pissed off kid. Let's stay on angry black women. Remember Frederica Wilson? Well, you will when we show pictures of. She says people should be prosecuted for making fun of members of Congress online. Can you imagine? We've gone from George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, to this. Do we have a picture of this female pimp? Imagine this is what we've gone to. Think about that. Just think about that. From Thomas Jefferson to this psychotic. She led a congressional delegation to inspect an immigrant detention facility on Tuesday. Following her visit, she said that people who are making fun of members of Congress online should be prosecuted. Does the First Amendment ring a bell, cowgirl? Stupid as the day is long. Let's show a clip of her actually saying this.
Congresswoman Dean.
What is she, bald?
They're shredding the record. They're shredding the documentation. Those people who are online making fun of members of Congress are a disgrace. And there's no need for anyone to think that is unacceptable. We're going to shut them down and work with whoever it is to shut them down.
Jeez, I thought Hillary's voice.
You stupid fucking blabbermouth cunt!
Oh my God, I thought Hillary had a horrible voice. She sounds like Joe Kennedy Jr. We're gonna get them people now. Can you imagine being that ignorant that she thinks she's gonna squash people for making fun of Congress? This goes to show you how much trouble we're in when people like this get elected, okay? Later during the press conference, Wilson said the administration had shown blatant disregard for the mental and physical health of children in custody. Well, the American people have shown blatant disregard for the mental and physical health of Congress people, apparently. How did you get elected, you big dummy? They're spending weeks, even months, she said, in detention conditions that are tantamount to living under house arrest. We are upset about it. Are you really?
You need to shut the fuck up!
Sorry, don't mean to be rude. See, now, under her thinking, I should be arrested for that. Prosecuted for making fun of her. Look at this fucking lunatic. I don't even want to know what fucking congressional district she's from. Because I will go to each person's house in that district and bitch slap you. Real sense of fact. She sounds like Cat Williams in the middle of a rant. Look at that fucking hat. Look at that hat. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, come see me live when I'm at my best doing stand-up. You can go to nickdip.com to get the ticket information. Saturday, August 10th, the Newtown Theater, Newtown, Pennsylvania. Friday and Saturday, August 16th and 17th, Helium Comedy Club in Philadelphia. Thursday, October 10th, Levity Live, Nyack, New York, where I was sucker punched. Friday, November 15th, the Cortland Repertory Theater, Cortland, New York. Saturday, November 16th, Comedy Works, Saratoga Springs, New York. New Year's Eve, back at the beautiful Tarrytown Music Hall in Tarrytown, New York. Friday, January 24th of 2020, the Ridgefield Playhouse, Ridgefield, Connecticut. Saturday, February 15th, Kelsey Theater, Lake Park, Florida. Go to nickdip.com. Don't forget about cameo.com. I did one yesterday. Go to cameo.com if you want me to send you a personal video roasting one of your friends or enemies, telling your aunt to shave her pits, anything. Happy birthday to your sister, to my sister, whatever. I will send you a personal video. Go to cameo.com, click on my profile, okay? I need the cash. We had the dog whack today. That cost me like $1,200. Some Italian guy. Wasn't a doctor. I lied about the whole thing. Anyways, the big story yesterday was what? And it still is, by the way, trending. Colin Kaepernick, who apparently makes all the big decisions at Nike, not Phil Knight. Apparently he's the real CEO. This American-hating, average at best quarterback, a little better than average when he was in his prime. Like I said, I was a fan when he was in college and didn't know he was such a fucking hateful person. There he is with his head buried in Frederica Wilson's pubes. That haircut says I hate Whitey. Anyways, you know how he told Nike, you can't do that Betsy Ross sneaker. That's the American flag, which represents slavery, which everything does. Blah, blah, blah. You know, we could have made a bunch of shoes. Jason. Here we go. So anyways, listen to this. This was on at the Breitbart store. Corporations are ashamed and hostile to America and what she stands for. I didn't know she was a girl. Why do we call it Uncle Sam? Is it Aunt Samantha? Patriots, into the microphone. Into the microphone. Come on. Can you sit up for 5 minutes, Deke? I need you. You're my audience. You're not here for fucking technical work. Patriots are not. We are proud of our country and flag, and we wear what we believe. Grab several pairs of our super comfy Betsy Ross flag flip-flops for your family and friends. 100% made in America. Well, Jesus, I would think so. We have to say that? Imagine they were made in China, like Trump's ties. These won't last for long. Now, I ask you patrons at home, because you're smart people. Obviously, you're subscribing to my show. You're above intelligence, okay? But let me ask you people at home, what is wrong with this product? They have the right idea to fight this anti-American Nike dog shit, but what is wrong with this product? Well, let me tell you what's wrong. Down, 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 down. You can't see the flag if you're standing on it. Am I right? If I'm wearing those, I'm in a very gay mood, being chased by Antifa. Would you know I'm wearing the Betsy Ross flag? How? You're standing on it with your stinky, smelly summer feet. Am I not right? Who's going to see it? Unless you take them off and go, look. I mean, at the airport, I guess, they wouldn't even make you take them off the air. You put them in the bin, everybody goes, ooh. But I appreciate the idea, but you're way off there, Breitbart store.
And you blew it! You blew it.
Why flip-flops? Why not sneakers? You know why? It would cost them a little bit of money to make their own version. Plus, they don't have a sneaker factory. It's Breitbart. These are 11 cents made in Korea by Nike. No. But that's anybody. I looked at that in 3 seconds. I go, how the fuck are you going to see it? And people, can I say, don't wear shit like that on the plane, especially guys. Or I don't want to look at your big, hairy fucking toes. I never wore flip-flops. All my buddies drunk summertime. They're huge down here in the South. There's something gay about your shoes clicking. Ooh, did he say gay? What's wrong with something being gay? Oh, for Christ's sake, let it go. This is gay, toting on this. A vape. Anyways, nice try. But, this Nike story's not going to go away. Nike has offered shoes displaying flags of human rights abuses, such as China and Turkey. Did you know that?
You fucking hypocrite.
Yeah, true story. Phil Knight, University of Oregon. Like I said, Kaepernick advised them that the American flag is a symbol of racism, hate, and slavery. He looks at a package of Twinkies and he sees that, or a fucking doorknob. However, the company has had no issue offering shoes with many other national flags and colors, including China and Turkey. Naturally, Nike was quick to create gay pride flag-themed shoes. I think we just showed them. There are quite a few styles set up in the rainbow colors of gay pride. Boy, the rainbow has really been tainted. And again, I'm not homophobic. I have plenty of gay friends. Ooh, that means you're a homo. The fact that you had to say that. Well, how do I prove I'm not homophobic? Drink a craft of jizz on the show? But I'm just saying, the rainbow used to be a pot of gold up there. So far as Nike is concerned, gay pride is great, but American pride, that's just racist. Nike has offered many shoes decorated with colors and flags of a growing list of countries without regard to their records on racism, except the United States, of course. Without regard to their records on racism, violence, gay rights, human rights abuses. There have been several versions of the green and red Mexican flag sneakers. I did not know that.
Ay, 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 ay. I am the Cristo Bandido.
They've made sneakers with German, representing German flag on it. Who can forget this guy? A pair with Turkish colors, even several designs with the Chicago flag on it, which is obviously red and blue for the Crips and Bloods. They have, imagine they made a sneaker representing Chicago where more, I guarantee if you look it up, I'm just speculating here, more young black guys were killed for their sneakers probably in Chicago than anywhere. Nike sneakers, Air Jordans. So, this is, it's a little fucking ridiculous. Again, they only call out the United States. To celebrate the Olympics in 2016, Nike added a country flag option to orders which included China. Presumably any country that attended the games, such as Saudi Arabia. And we know how they treat gay people in Saudi Arabia. And, it's still a place where if you get caught shoplifting, they build a brick wall. Well, they do that in Iran. Maybe not Saudi Arabia. They do horrible things to gay people, is the point. But Nike had no problem with that. While happily offering the Turkish flag shoes, for instance, Nike seems less interested in that Turkey ranks as the second most restrictive country on gay rights. They hate gay people in Turkey. But
Fucking quiz!
But they made them sneakers, okay? So you get the point. Just over a month ago, the U.S. Department slammed China for its human rights abuses, saying the communist nation has a record worse than Stalin and Hitler's. Just last year, Amnesty International criticized Saudi Kingdom, accused authorities of torturing and sexually abusing human rights activists. Finally, with the Nike ID service, customers can order shoes with any flag on that they want. So it appears that the only the U.S. flag's being singled out as unacceptable. What does that tell you about fucking Nike? That's corporate greed. That's corporatism at its worst, And they're listening to Colin Kaepernick, a fucking washed-up athlete who hates his country. And Rush Limbaugh made a great point, as usual. When all the Kaepernick shit was going on and players were taking a knee, and this is a great point, he kept saying it wasn't about hating America. It was about the cops killing white cops, basically all cops, killing unarmed black men, people that looked like him. And it turns out, no, that's not what it's about. He fucking hates the flag and everything it represents, which is true. And, of course, all the people on the left and the mainstream media wanted to keep Kaepernick. Remember when he couldn't get a job after and they said the owners were colluding? They wanted him to get on a team so they could keep this thing going. And I thought those are two great points that fucking Rush made. But you don't have to be a genius to see that he hates a country. I can see why you would, Colin, because, again, if you grew up in any other country, you'd be throwing that green sawdust on a kid's puke at an elementary school.
Yeah, where else can you play a children's game for millions of dollars, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Thailand, but that's a whole different story. I wouldn't put them in that category, but Nike, go fuck yourself. So Nike, you know what happened now? Because they did this, they're under the microscope. I want to see if it hurts sales. That Nike swoosh is everywhere. I saw a player, what was I watching? What sport? Probably hoops. He had it tattooed on his arm. It was a foreign country that had a Nike tattoo. No, it was UFC fighting. The guy had a Nike swoosh tattoo. I'm guessing he did it himself, although who knows? Nike has enough power to make us all get those. Creepy. But now they're under the microscope because of all this shit. It's coming back on them. There's an article, Nike still plagued by accusations of unsafe and unfair labor practices. And you should know that was coming because Kathy Gifford was in charge of labor practices at Nike for a while. Yeah, so they pay people slave wages. And in the 1990s, sportswear giant Nike became a target of complaints because it used sweatshop labor in Asia to manufacture its products. Some human rights activists say the company still has issues with unsafe and unfair labor practices. The shoemaker was plagued with accusations that it used sweatshop labor all through the 80s and 90s until about 1998. That's when founder Phil Knight pledged to purge the company's supply chain of sweatshop labor. In the ensuing decade, Nike earned many plaudits for its efforts to end sweatshop labor. But despite the renewed reputation as an honest manufacturer, Nike recently ran afoul of human rights and labor activists once again. In one case, the company was accused of abusive and unsafe working conditions in a factory in Hanasa, Vietnam. So the accusations sparked protests in Boston, Washington, San Pedro, Bang in Honduras. Also in March of 2017, the International Labor Rights Forum insisted that Nike had turned its back on labor agreements, effectively preventing independent monitors from reviewing conditions in many of its overseas factories. When the UN tries to check out the conditions in their factories, they turn it to Kim Jong-un when we ask to see his uranium plants. And it's the same goddamn shit.
You want inspection? We inspect that, you butt-fucking piece of shit!
Other organizations accuse Nike of failing to improve its record of abusive labor practices against women in many of these factories. This is all the shit that they accuse of America being. Misogynist, racist. Hypocrisy on an unbelievable level. So abusive labor practices against women in the factories. Groups have criticized Nike because female workers, get this, make less than $1 an hour for a 48-hour week making Nike shoes in factories in Vietnam. By some accounts, Nike's Vietnamese workforce is up to 85% female. I guess the bottom line is the bottom line at Nike. Can you imagine? They work a 48-hour week. They couldn't even purchase the shoelaces that go in these fucking sneakers. Unbelievable. So a pair of Air Jordans cost them probably $11 to make, and they sell them for $2.80. Kids are shooting each other. Am I right?
Now I feel bad because I'm wearing Nike shoes.
Let me see. Come put them on the... Let me see. Oh, yes, I got them too. But no more. No more.
Buy some Adidas tomorrow.
Adidas is a good new bet, but you know what? I like to check their practices too. I'm pretty sure people making Adidas sneakers aren't making fucking $88 an hour. I don't know. I could be wrong. But Nike's the one who put themselves under the microscope by putting Colin Kaepernick in charge of major decisions. They're everything that's wrong with corporate economies. Tweeted Missouri Senator Josh Hawley. He says they take advantage of our laws, send jobs overseas, pay sweatshop wages, partner with the repressive regimes, aggressively avoid paying any U.S. taxes, and then tell Americans to shut up and buy their stuff, which is exactly what they do.
Give me the fucking money, you hear me? You hear me? I gotta come here and bust my balls. Give me the fucking money.
What did you pay for those, Deke? Do you remember?
Oh god, that was years ago. I don't know, probably like $60.
Oh, that's it?
50 or $60. Yeah, they're not like high end or anything.
You still get shot for them. Everything's relative. But the flip-flop idea, that's fucking silly, man. Anyways, Nike, good luck. Colin Kaepernick, CEO. Oh, my God. The hate for this country is just amazing. And I'll say this again. I've said it a million. It's so racist, this country, that black and brown people are sneaking in by the millions, putting their families at risk, their lives at risk, to come over here. That's how racist they think it is. You know why they're pouring in? Because Kamala Harris and Bernie Sanders are going, you get here and we're going to give you free shit. Fuck the U.S. citizen who works long hours, pays his taxes, raises his family, does the right thing. Fuck them. Their time is over. And I understand where this is going in the future. It's probably the future is a brown country, whatever. I understand that. But you're about 50 years ahead of schedule. I'm not going anywhere. I'm 57. Well, I've had Burger King 3 times in the last 2 days, and I smoked a pack, so that might not be completely true. And I'm getting a little bit of blood when I wipe now. Yeah, Jason just made a face because he saw what I went through when I had hemorrhoid surgery about a year and a half ago. Oh, my goodness. Speaking of hemorrhoids, there's no segue here. Speaking of hemorrhoid surgery, did you see the deer get whacked by a guy on a motorcycle? I lived in upstate New York, well, Westchester County, and I would look out, and I'd come downstairs in the morning, there'd be 2 deer at my coffee machine. That's how fucking rampant it was. And the Sawmill Parkway, there was signs every 3 seconds, watch out for deer. I never hit one, but every day I'd see 5 or 6 on the side of the road. Just, I don't know if there's something that tastes good on the bumper of cars that deers are attracted. I don't know what somebody told me it's the salt. It's the salt on the road. You always see them in the breakdown lane, licking the ground.
Stephen Wright had a great joke about deer on the road. He said, I installed one of those things that's supposed to keep the deer away on my car, but I installed it backwards, so I had a herd of deer following me down the road.
Probably wasn't high when he wrote that, was he? I don't understand. I mean, I guess I get deer hunting. If you use a bow and arrow and you go out to the middle of Idaho, I get it. It's a sport. But if you're doing it for the deer meat, which they say we do it because we eat it, I could have went out in my backyard and suffocated 3 of these things with a dry cleaning bag and fucking ate like a king for 3 years. Why freeze your balls off and be sitting in a hut for 9 hours in November? Get in your Toyota and fucking gun it. Evaporate that bitch. But I had to show this because this was a pretty cool clip. Watch this guy on a motorcycle. When you hit a deer in a car, people have been killed. They go right through the windshield. They take your head off. I don't know how this guy, how the hell, he's giggling about it at the end. Watch this deer. Whoa, it's like Hillary's head. Oh, it ran away. How's the deer run away?
I'm good.
Look at that. That's all right. Hang time, 5 seconds. It was like a Ray Guy punt. The New York Jets have not had a punter that could fucking get that kind of hang time. Look at that deer. He's not even hurt. He's happy. Look at him. Isn't that beautiful? He landed on the hood of an 18-wheeler, and the 18-wheeler took him to New Hampshire where he was going. It all worked out beautifully. How the fuck is he's still fine. Was the guy in a Vesper? And how's the fucking driver not, I thought that was very, very cool. See the air? That was beautiful.
My mom hit a deer when I was a kid in our van, like totaled our van.
It totaled your van? What was it made of, paper?
I don't know. It was Pontiac, so probably.
No, Pontiacs were fuck. We had a Pontiac. Le Mans. My sister had a Pontiac Le Mans. Holy shit. You talk about something with some kick. Step on the gas, my neck would... Did she kill it?
I think so, yeah.
Did you have it for dinner that night, like they do in the South?
No, I don't eat roadkill.
Now you can. It's illegal. They just legalized it. That's fucking... I remember going to a radio station. I was doing the Punchline in Atlanta in the morning. And there was a guy, I was measuring It was like a raccoon. And I'm looking out the rearview mirror. He picks it up. So I got a feeling he either made slippers for his wife or they had it for dinner. Have you ever had raccoon helper? Make your dick hard, yo. What the fuck else is going on in the world? Some interesting clips here. I'm running out of stories. Holy shit. Going through these like my wife's going to have the dog cremated, by the way. I could have done that. No, I could have. I mean, but they do it somewhere here. And I wonder how many of those actually get cremated and how many get sold to a starving family in Birmingham. Mommy, I just found a piece of metal in my burrito. It says Fluffy on it. Hey, did I give you the... Excuse me. All right, we'll get to the... Let's do the 4th of July fireworks failure. Here's my story on that. This is a true story. In 1978, I'm up at a family camp up in Maine we used to go to. It's 4th of July weekend. We're sitting around like almost like a campfire. It wasn't quite dark yet. And my grandmother was out there in her lawn chair. And me and a bunch of my asshole buddies, my parents, everybody. One of my buddies shoots off a bottle rocket. The thing makes a hard right, hits the propane tank. Our fucking grill was right there. Sticks right next to the propane tank. We all get up and run, like into the woods. There's my grandmother still sitting there. There's fireworks going off about 10 feet from her. We're like, ah! That could have been tragedy. But this is the best part of the 4th of July when you watch... we should have got some music for this. This is America at its best. That's what it felt like when I had my hemorrhoids removed. See? Hold on. That was North Korea. They do have weapons that can reach. What's funny, a lot of these aren't American. They're celebrating the 4th of July in fucking Philippines and anything to drink and play with fire. Here's a poor ex-Vietnam vet. They thought this was funny to do to their uncle. Charlie in the bush! Look at it, it's following him. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Você, rapaz, tava feio, passou uns caras correndo.
That was a manhole cover.
Tô falando pra você, é o tiro, cara.
That could have been Chicago. That's what's happening. Pause. That was the original opening to What's Happening, wasn't it? Wasn't that fucking rerun? Are you in trouble now, Roz? You got a rocket up your ass. That was it.
Hi, Merry Christmas.
That was Vietnamese for goodbye. How do you say skin graft in Filipino? What the fuck is that? Okay, wait a minute. That looked like a play out of fucking Belichick's playbook. Did they intend to do that? Fun with fireworks, folks. I remember, and it wasn't the 4th of July, it was like a Wednesday in fucking, in April. Me and my buddy were playing with fireworks. And I had 2 firecrackers, I lit them both. He throws a cherry bomb at my feet. So I start running. I forget I have the firecrackers in my hand. And they both go off. I had no feeling in this hand for like 10 days. All my fingertips were numb and I had a burn. Let's take a look at this in slow motion. No, we can't, but go ahead. What are the fucking odds? What are the odds? If they meant to do that, they should be working for NASA. And if they didn't, what are the odds you catch that on camera? Three, two. I'm telling you, American ingenuity. Anyhow, this is alcohol in boats, as you know. I got drunk, took my parents' boat. I told you when I got caught sneaking under the bridge. But I also took it out another time. My old man bought me a slalom ski because I was pretty good at water skiing. And it was about a $170 ski. And I went out into the Danvers Beverly River and was using it. And I would take off in two skis and drop a ski. And I dropped the ski, and we could never find it. But irrelevant to the situation. A Michigan man was arrested Saturday after a video captured a smaller boat circling a larger boat on a lake before ramming it into the back at high speed, police said. New Baltimore resident Timothy Kennedy, 39, staying in Kennedy fashion, drinking while on a boat and terrorizing people, was arrested shortly after the incident on charges of operating while intoxicated, malicious destruction of property. A cell phone video shared on Facebook showed a man operating a smaller boat while circling a couple on board a larger boat on Lake St. Clair in southeastern Michigan. Check this out. Next clip, Jace.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
That would have been so much funnier 4 seconds ago. Come on, man! Get with it! The fuck? You guys have a joint back there I should know about?
I wish.
Yeah, you do. What is the matter with you fellas? I mean, honestly, what is the matter with you?
Why is everyone so fucking stupid? Why aren't more people intelligent, like me?
The smaller boat then rams into the back of the boat. The woman is heard shrieking before telling the boat operator she's going to call the police. I'm sure that scared the Kennedy, whose alcohol level was .995557. The operator appears to hang back for a moment before giving the couple a middle finger and then fucking speeding away.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Kennedy was arrested shortly after the video. He was arraigned in court Monday, given a $5,000 bond. He's due back in court on July 15th. The couple, whose identity was not released, said they were not hurt, but their boat was damaged. It was unclear what led up to the encounter. Oh, I'm guessing, it's a boat rage incident. I'm guessing alcohol, a guy named Kennedy, and some people minding their business. I'm guessing this dickhead, call me a detective, probably cut them off. Look, he's got a pink cooler with probably a 12-year-old girl's head in it. No friends on the boat, just a fucking jackass. Look at him. What a cheese dick. My old man had the boat on the back of a trailer. We had to back it in, before we had the money to put it, what they call a slip, keep it in the water. We'd have to back it down the fucking river. First time he was doing it, my Uncle Bob is in the boat. My Uncle Bob's a scuba diver. He's an ocean guy. He's in the boat on the trailer. And this is the first time my old man's doing it. He's backing it down. I wouldn't do that. I'm too vain. I won't try anything where I know I could look like an asshole in public other than comedy. And he's backing it down. There's 3 other cars waiting to back theirs down. You know what I mean? It's his first time. My Uncle Bob's in the boat. It slides off the trailer like it's supposed to into the water, and you hear my Uncle Bob go after about a minute. He goes, "She's taking on water, Nick." My father forgot to put the plug in the back. My Uncle Bob, 72 years old. "She's taking on water, Nick." If I was my old man, I would have just taken off, left him fucking stranded. That's the kind of balls I have. Anyhow, what the hell else?
You got the Grand Central elevator.
I know. Do we have anything else after that?
Nope.
I do. I got one on cosmonauts not want to shoot their jizz that I didn't get to. That's a true story. I know. This is the third story we've had about toilets backing up, right? We had one last week, Melrose, Massachusetts. About 1,000 houses had shit flying out of the toilet because the public works did something wrong, clogged a pipe, and we had that. Now, Grand Central elevator recreates iconic The Shining scene. I don't remember. Do you, Jace? That's one of your favorites, right? What happens in the...
Yeah, it's where it's here. We have it. It's where all the blood comes out.
Oh, let me see. This is what looked like our living room when my three sisters were on the rag at the same time. Nick, grow up. I will not. Oh, there they are, my two sisters. A real heavy day they're having. You throw a box of heavy day pads in there, that's cleaned up in, what, 35, 40 seconds. Let's be honest. Anyways, though, at Grand Central, if you guys have been in New York, it's the most beautiful building in New York City, actually. But this lady was about to get on an elevator in Grand Central, and this is what happened.
That is disgusting.
Welcome to New York, the greatest city in the world.
Seriously, what is
that exactly?
It came out of...
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
What is that? That's New York City under Mayor de Blasio working at its best. And then they had the balls to lie. Listen to what they said. The lady was there. She said it smelled like shit. If it walks like a duck, shits like a duck. It's in an elevator in Grand Central. One horrified commuter who asked that we withhold her name, lest it be forever attached online to what she witnessed, was walking through the subway mezzanine level at Grand Central around 11:45 a.m. when she witnessed a ghastly set of black, odorous liquid pouring out from an elevator, malodorous, I should say, kind of like the iconic scene from The Shining. I was walking to work in Grand Central and suddenly a wave of shit, I added that for emphasis, what appeared to be and smelled like sewage. She says it tasted like sewage, so we came gushing out of the elevator shaft, splashing some poor tourist family in the process. Why didn't we get that? A witness to the carnage told Gothamists, thought y'all might be interested in the aftermath footage. There was much shrieking and groaning, and it definitely smelled like sewage, he said. There were no workers around, and everyone just kind of hurried away from it, which is what they do in New York. There could have been 10 workers there, and they would have went to lunch. While she took the video, the tourist family she alluded to were busy trying to wash themselves off. Imagine they just landed at Grand Central. New York City. Mama? Listen what the MTA says. Listen to what lying cocksuckers, anybody involved in government. Listen what the MTA revealed the origin of the black, foul-smelling liquid in a statement. They said an injector that pushes wastewater from the station drainage system to the city sewer system malfunctioned, creating a buildup of water that came out of the floor grates in front of the elevator, they said. It did not originate from the elevator shaft and did not damage the equipment or affect elevator service. The wastewater is not sewage. Oh, really? No, you're right. It's Avion. You just said it had to do with the fucking sewage system. It smelled like shit. Okay, technically it wasn't shit. It's the water. It's not sewage, but dirty water with sand. It has been fixed, and we apologize to our customers, especially the tourist family that was blinded by AIDS-ridden fucking Hep C shit from the Bronx splashed in their face. Fucking what lying pieces of shit they are. Finally tonight on Meet the Press, no cosmonauts want to, and that's what it says in quotes, scientists struggle for semen samples from space. A study by Russian scientists to examine the effects of space exploration on human sperm production has hit an unforeseen snag. Cosmonauts are refusing to collect the necessary material. They were female cosmonauts, and they wanted them to deposit it into their mouths, so you can't blame. The question of mankind's ability to safely navigate space and survive longer exploratory missions without serious long-term health implications is at the heart of ongoing research into broadening our knowledge away from our home planet. However, the effects of space travel on one key component in the creation of human life is likely to continue a mystery for the time being, as Russian cosmonauts are refusing to collect semen samples during their space mission.
Send me up there. I'll do it.
Of course you would. What else you going to do? You're up in space trapped in this little thing. I can't be in my kitchen for 10 minutes alone without yanking it. Right? Yeah. Go up there fucking looking at dirty shit online. Imagine you were up there, Deke. It would look like a snowstorm. They're like, what? Too much.
That would be the first thing I would do when I got to space.
Just sell it. It's what I did first time I got to New York City. I'm not kidding you. When I went to New York City, 1989, I'm 27. First thing, I was with Louie, naturally. We went to, what's it called, Sex World or something in Times Square. It was like 3 stories high. You go in there, you put I'm going to lose some conservative fans you put in you buy tokens, and you put it in, and the window goes up, and there's a chick nude dancing in front of you, and you just sit in this comfortable chair. And I decorated the fucking glass like Tom Carvel. It was like Fudgy the Whale. I wasn't in New York 3 hours. What a sick bastard. I've grown up since, folks. But I did. And here's the other part about it. The girl that was in the thing that I did it to, and I was young and handsome and shit. After I go out in the lobby, she gets off work and asks me if I want to have a cup of coffee. Yes, then I want to bring you home to my parents. Well, what does Marie do? Well, she shows her muff to strangers in Times Square at 3 in the morning. But listen to this. I was living in Woburn, Massachusetts. I went back to Woburn, Massachusetts, because I go back and forth to New York. My phone rings like at midnight. A week later, it's her. I gave her my number. I don't even remember doing that. Let me tell you something. She was smoking. She was like Puerto Rican. I mean, probably all of 19. What a sick place New York is. I hope they clean that shit up. Actually, Giuliani did come in and clean it up, actually. But you can still do it. You can still do that in Times Square, but when you shoot your load, it's going to land on Mickey Mouse or Daffy Duck. Actually, even funnier. But the cosmonauts are saying, no, we're not going to shoot that shit. The prospect of obtaining the samples in space mission conditions causes everyone to smile and reject, Ogniva explained, adding, there are no cosmonauts who want to do it. Pussies, right? Give it a yank. It's one small load for mankind and one giant whatever. I'm going to end on that, folks. Hey, don't forget, go to nickdip.com for ticket information for my live tours. And what else? Have a great 4th of July. And again, get drunk, get some fireworks, and order some of those Betsy Ross flip-flops. Anybody who lives near Colin Kaepernick, if you can get over his 50-foot walls, you should aim all your fireworks at his house. We can use his hair for kindling. It'll be beautiful. That is it. Patreon members, I love you. Thank you. People are still signing up. Breath of Fresh Air is at 536,000 views. When I left for Dallas, it was at 500,000. 36,005. Glenn Beck, thank you. Gave us a real fucking kick. And YouTube follows up for a couple grand. Things are going swimmingly, except my little dog. Rest in peace, Bianca. Remember, you guys think it. I will say it. You're very welcome. We'll see you back here on Monday. Have a great 4th of July weekend.
Bye.